At the heart of Islam lies a simple stone structure draped in a silk and cotton veil, which each year attracts millions of devout followers from across the world. This is the Kaaba, an ancient building shrouded in both reverence and mystery, deeply embedded in Islamic faith and tradition. Critics of Islam often cite Muslims' circumambulating of the Kaaba and the Black Stone as examples of pagan worship. This is a common misconception among onlookers. Kaaba is also known as Bait Allah, which means the house of God. This cubic edifice serves as the quintessential symbol of monotheistic devotion, a focal point directing unity among Muslims all over the world. On the other hand, idol worshippers regard the sculptures made by them to be their gods. They place the idols in the form of structures or pictures in front of them in their places of worship and in their homes and venerate these objects. No Muslims in the world will place Kaaba structures or pictures in the mosques or their homes in front of them for worship. There are no images or statues of Allah in a mosque or anywhere else in the world. This proves Islam being monotheistic, devoid of paganism practices. We seek to unravel the rich, multifaceted narratives encapsulated by the Kaaba, inviting a deeper understanding of its profound significance. In the vast landscape of religious symbols and practices, the Kaaba stands distinct, not as an idol, but as a unifying beacon for Muslims around the globe. It is essential to clarify why the Kaaba is venerated but not worshipped, a concept that might seem nuanced to those unfamiliar with Islamic tenets. Unlike idols, which are often seen as physical manifestations of divinity in some faiths, the Kaaba is revered as a point of monotheistic convergence, a direction for prayer known as the Qibla. Historically, the structure's significance is deeply intertwined with the prophetic narratives of Islam. The Kaaba was established by Abraham and Ishmael as a house of monotheistic worship, long before the arrival of Islam's final messenger, Prophet Muhammad. Peace and blessings upon him. It was intended as a gathering place for those who wish to strengthen their faith in the one, indivisible Creator. This historical context underscores its role not as an object of worship, but as a facilitative tool in the worship of Allah alone. Symbolically, the Kaaba represents the metaphysical center of the Muslim world. In Islamic practice, no matter where a follower is in the world, they turn towards the Kaaba during prayer. This act of facing a common direction fosters a sense of unity and collective identity among Muslims, reinforcing the Kaaba's role as a central unifying axis, not a deity. Thus, the Kaaba transcends the physical realm of its stone construction, embodying the ideals of unity, direction, and monotheism that are central to Islamic worship. It serves as a constant reminder to the faithful of their belief in a singular, omnipotent Creator, guiding the spiritual journey of millions, not as an idol, but as a beacon of collective faith and devotion. The Kaaba, etymologically derived from the Arabic word for cube, holds a history as layered and complex as the faith that reveres it. According to Islamic tradition, the origins of the Kaaba trace back to the time of Adam and Eve, positioned as the first house of worship on earth. Renewed by Abraham and his son Ishmael, it emerged as a foundational pillar for monotheistic worship. In this ancient narrative, preserved across generations, the Kaaba serves not merely as a religious symbol, but also as a testament to faith's enduring presence across epochs and civilizations. Returning to its origination, the story is intricately linked with celestial guidance. Angels are said to have shown Abraham the precise site. This origin story not only provides spiritual sustenance, but also roots Islamic practices in a lineage that stretches back to the very beginning of monotheism. Its reconstruction over centuries, often after natural disasters or man-made destructions, speaks volumes about its resilience and the unyielding faith of those who rebuilt it, never letting its spirit dissipate despite the trials faced. During the time of Prophet Muhammad, the Kaaba was a site of idolatrous worship, housing representations of over 360 deities drawn from various tribes across Arabia. The spiritual renovation initiated by the Prophet Muhammad transformed the Kaaba from a polytheistic hub to a monotheistic monument, stripping it of idols and emphasizing its role as a house of God. This marked a pivotal shift, not only in the religious landscape of Arabia, but also in the spiritual consciousness of its people. The story of this transformation is not merely historical, but also symbolic. It represents the Islamic principle of purification and returning to the roots of monotheistic worship, which is believed to be the original purpose of the Kaaba. This turnaround plays a crucial role in understanding Islam's call for a universal message of unity under one God, stripping away divisions and focusing on the communal relationship with the divine. The black stone, set into the eastern corner of the Kaaba, is among the most revered artifacts in Islam. Myths often envelop its origin. Some say it was sent from heaven to show Adam and Eve where to build a house of worship. Others believe it was white but turned black due to the sins of the people. Regardless of these narratives, the black stone represents a direct link to the divine, believed to have been placed by Abraham himself. The act of touching or kissing the black stone, emulated by millions during the Hajj, is seen not as idol worship but as an emulation of the Prophet Muhammad's respect for the stone. This gesture symbolizes the believer's reverence for history and their desire to connect with the divine lineage. The stone's black color, distinctive in the mostly beige landscape, serves as a visual and spiritual anchor in the rituals of Tawaf, where pilgrims circulate the Kaaba 7 times in a counterclockwise direction, reflecting the unity and centrality of God in their lives. One of the most profound roles of the Kaaba in Islamic practice is its function as the Qibla, the direction towards which Muslims around the world pray. This unifying aspect reinforces a sense of community and belonging among Muslims, regardless of their geographical location. By facing the Kaaba, every Muslim is visually and spiritually aligned with every other Muslim, creating a powerful bond that transcends national, racial, and ethnic divides. This act of unified worship, performed 5 times a day, serves as a constant reminder of the broader Islamic community and the shared spiritual journey towards God. This directional unity not only harmonizes individual prayers, but also symbolizes Islamic ideals of community and equality. The Kaaba thus stands not just as a physical location, but as a central point in a larger spiritual network connecting all followers of Islam. And Islam is for all mankind in the world, as Allah revealed the noble Quran as a guide to all humans on earth. Throughout history, the Kaaba has survived numerous disasters, both natural and man-made. Legends abound of miraculous protections, such as floods that extinguished massive fires and birds that defended the Kaaba from invading armies. These stories are not mere folklore, but are seen by believers as signs of the Kaaba's sanctity and God's direct intervention to preserve this holy site. One of the most famous incidents is the event of the elephant, where an army led by Abraha, equipped with a war elephant, intended to destroy the Kaaba. According to Islamic tradition, a flock of Ababil birds pelted the army with stones of baked clay, devastating it and leaving the Kaaba unharmed. These narratives reinforce the Kaaba's status as a divinely protected and blessed site, encouraging believers in the strength and security of their faith. The location of the Kaaba is not merely a historical accident, but is imbued with intriguing geographical significance. Positioned almost exactly at the center of the landmass of the world, the Kaaba's coordinates bear a remarkable relation to the Golden Ratio, a mathematical proportion esteemed by various civilizations for its aesthetic and structural harmony. This alignment has sparked discussions among scholars and scientists about whether ancient builders recognized this unique placement or if it was a providential occurrence. The layout and proportions of the Kaaba also adhere to complex geometrical knowledge, suggesting sophisticated understanding by its ancient constructors. Such scientific insights not only enrich the understanding of the Kaaba's placement, but also bridge the realms of faith and science, showcasing an encompassing perspective that respects both spiritual significance and empirical discovery. The specter of idolatry is often misapplied to Islamic practices by those unfamiliar with the subtleties of the religion. Common questions arise about its veneration, mistakenly equating it with idol worship. Islam's fundamental declaration of faith emphasizes there is no deity except God and that Muhammad is his messenger, a clear refutation of idol worship. In Islam, the Kaaba is not worshipped but revered as the direction Qibla of prayer, uniting Muslims in worship of the one God. Clarifying such misconceptions is crucial in fostering understanding and respect among different religious and cultural groups. The distinction lies in the purpose and intention of the Kaaba within Islamic practices. It is a point of unity and a symbol of monotheism, not an object of worship itself. Addressing these questions openly and respectfully not only educates but also builds bridges of knowledge and tolerance, which are essential in our increasingly interconnected global community. In unraveling the layers of historical, spiritual, and cultural significances of the Kaaba, we find a narrative far removed from any notions of idol worship. The Kaaba, in its simplicity and complexity, invites a deeper understanding of Islamic worship, urging respect and dialogue across different cultures and beliefs. To truly appreciate the Kaaba is to recognize its role in continuously shaping the spiritual landscape of millions, guiding not just a religious ritual, but enlightening souls towards the divine essence of unity and submission to one God. This journey beyond the black silk and the throngs of pilgrims culminates in an enriched understanding not just of a religion, but of a way of life that continues to influence and inspire across centuries. Understanding this is essential not only for Muslims, but for anyone who seeks a deeper connection with the diverse expressions of faith and devotion in our shared human experience.